Archer can be one of the most powerful classes in Skyblock, if you have the right gear. In this guide, I'll walk you through the best weapons, armor, and tips to maximize your damage with the Archer class. Let me start off by saying that I wouldn't recommend you to play Archer until you have at least a Spirit Shortbow and Shadow Assassin. Until then, you should be playing the Berserker class, because it is a lot stronger early game. Let's start off by covering the best weapons for different stages of the game. The first bow on our list is the Spirit Shortbow. As I already said, I don't recommend you using the Archer class until you have this bow. You can obtain this bow from the Obsidian chest in floor 4, or as a reward from the Thorn boss collection for defeating Thorn 150 times. Alternatively, you can just buy it from the auction house for around 4 million coins. You should also frag it, because it increases the stats and is not expensive at all. The fragged version has 220 damage and 110 strength, and the shot cooldown is reduced as well. It also has a nice passive ability that deals 2% more damage to undead monsters for every 1% of your missing health. It is a spirit item, and that means that when you die you can use the ability Spirit Bomb, which shoots a spirit that deals 8000 damage on impact. To use this bow, you need to have an F4 completion. If you made it this far, congrats. Your next step is becoming a Juju now. Just kidding. Juju is actually a really good bow, the second best in the game. It has a really hard requirement of Enderman Slayer level 5, and at this point in the game, you're probably not going to be able to kill a tier 4 or even a tier 3 boss. So you have two options: grind 1000 tier 1 bosses or just get carried. Personally, I would just get carried, because doing 1000 tier 1s would take a lot more time than grinding the 15 mil that it costs to get carried to Min 5. It's your decision in the end. This bow also has a Catacombs level 15 requirement, and it is a huge upgrade from the Spirit Shortbow. At the time of this recording, they go for around 12 million on the auction house. It comes with 310 base damage, 40 strength, 10% crit chance, 110 crit damage, and 0.5 second shot cooldown. It also has a passive ability that allows you to hit 3 mobs on impact, which is very helpful when clearing a dungeon. We have finally made it to the best bow in the game, the Terminator. Yes, this bow is very expensive, but to be fair, the price did drop quite a bit since the Habanero Tactics revamp. Now the raw craft cost is around 450 million coins. Back in the day, it was going for 700 million. It has a very hard requirement, Enderman Slayer level 7, but it is absolutely worth the grind. It comes with 310 damage, 50 strength, 250 crit damage and 40% bonus attack speed. But where this bow truly shines is its two abilities. First one is that it shoots 3 arrows at once. The second, Salvation, can be cast after landing 3 hits, shoot a beam, penetrating up to 5 enemies. The beam always crits. This bow is absolutely amazing, but it does come back with one drawback, and that is that it divides your crit chance by 4. So to effectively use it, you need close to 1000 magical power. It also has a Catacombs level 27 requirement. We are finally done with the bows. Let's move on to the armor sets. The first armor set on our list is going to be Unstable Dragon Armor. It's a pretty decent armor set, and the full set gives 350 health, 500 defense, 25 intelligence, 20 crit chance and 60 crit damage. It can be obtained by killing dragons in the end, or by crafting it. The full set price is around 2.4 million coins. When you hit Catacombs level 12, you should upgrade to Skeleton Master Armor. This armor does have low EHP, so you should be careful. Where it shines is the 5% arrow damage boost per piece, and the 25% arrow damage boost for the full set. Those two stack together. The chestplate also has an amazing passive ability, and it is that your bows do not consume arrows. You can also just buy armor shred arrows once, and you don't have to waste time between runs restocking them. This set is pretty cheap, it shouldn't cost you more than 1 million coins. When you get to floor 5 completion, you should get Shadow Assassin armor. If the chestplate is too expensive for you, you can use your Skeleton Master chestplate until you have enough money. The full set bonus is really good. Collect the shadows of the enemies you kill, increasing your damage for the rest of the dungeon while wearing this set. Plus 1 strength for every kill. You also get various boosts for teleporting. The helmet gives you 20 speed and invisibility for 10 seconds, the chestplate gives 10 strength, the leggings restore 1% of your max HP, and the boots give you 10 mana. All in all, a great set you can use all the way up to floor 7. When you get to floor 7 completion, you should start using 2-quarter Necron armor with Maxor boots, and the golden head of the floor you're playing on. If you don't have the golden head yet, you can use a Tarantula helmet. Maxor boots have lower damage than Necron, but they give a lot of speed, which is really useful. You can also get Necron boots and swap to them in boss, but it's not required. When you hit Catacombs 36, you can switch your Necron chestplate for a M7 50% stat boosted Skeleton Master chestplate. This chestplate only does around 2% less damage than Necron, but it has an amazing quality of life ability. Your bows don't consume arrows. Less downtime is always good. Now, let's go over Reforges and Ultimate Enchants. Spiritual is best except on M4 and M6. On M4, you will hit decoy cap, and you won't be able to place more decoys for the bats. On M6, your team will miss all of the gyros, so if you're not playing those 2 floors, use Spiritual, if you are, use Precise. All of your armor should be reforged to Ancient. If you don't have the money or requirements, you can use Fierce. For the equipment reforges, if you're not using a Terminator, use Menacing. If you do have a Term, use Waxed. Now, the ultimate enchants. On your bow, use Soul Eater. It's a lot better than Duplex for clear. You should have Legion on your armor. If you don't have money for it, you can use Last Stand, but Legion is a lot better. Now, onto the equipment. We're gonna be using a bow necklace. It gives us 10 crit chance, 10 health, and 49 defense. Its ability gives us 3 defense for each enemy within 10 blocks, up to 30 defense. The Shadow Assassin Cloak gives us 27 strength, 6 crit chance, 12 health, and 5 speed. It also has the ability, but it doesn't help us when we're playing Archer. The Adaptive Belt gives us 11 strength, 5 crit chance, 26 health, 11 defense, and when we're playing Archer, it gives us 2 crit chance and 5 crit damage. Soul Weaver Gloves give us 11 strength, 5 crit chance, 11 crit damage, and 10 health. They also have a really nice ability. While in the Catacombs, summon a Haunted Skull that slowly revolves around you every 15 seconds or when you hit a mob with melee damage. This skull has saved me from Shadow Assassins so many times. You can also use a Gauntlet of Contagion. Before we move on to the best pets, I would like to ask you all to like and subscribe. You can also join my Discord server if you have any questions. And I would like to take this time to thank Nemo the Sad Fish and Distant Horizons for helping me make this video. Let's move on to the best pets for the Archer class. First pet you should use when you're just starting out is a rare Enderman. They are really cheap and great for the price. At level 100, you get 75 crit damage and 40 weapon damage on teleport, but I would try to upgrade from it as soon as possible. The next pet on our list is, in my opinion, one of the best value for money pets in the game, and that is the Skeleton Pet. This pet does more damage than the End Dragon inside dungeons, and is pretty much the pet you're going to use until you get a Golden Dragon. The only exception is if you're having trouble surviving in F7 boss. You can use a Wither Skeleton, which has the perk Stronger Bones. Take 30% less damage from skeletons. The legendary Skeleton Pet gives 15% crit chance and 30 crit damage, but its perks are where it shines. Especially Bone Arrows. Increase arrow damage by 75%, which is doubled while inside dungeons. And the ultimate Archer pet is the Golden Dragon. No surprise here. Basically the best pet in the game for anything combat related. Doesn't matter if you're Burrs, Mage or Arch. It does come with a pretty steep price though. Around 600 million coins for a level 1 egg. But if you want a level 201, it will set you back around 1.1 billion coins. But it's worth every penny. It gives you 100 strength, 50% bonus attack speed, 27 magic find, but that all depends on your gold collection. The most important perk is Legendary Treasure. Gain 0.25% damage for every million coins in your bank. That is 250% damage when you have 1 billion coins in your bank. If you're having trouble surviving, you can also use a Baby Yeti. Its perk, Ice Shield, works very well because archers have naturally high strength. Gain 75% of your strength as defense. The legendary pet is a lot better than the epic one because it gives you 25% more defense. Now let's move on to the power stones. For Juju, use Itchy because it gives a lot of attack speed. You should tune into speed. For Terminator, use Fortuitous. Tune speed if you already have more than 100% crit chance with enrichments and beacon. Now let's talk a little bit about what you should do as Archer on each of the floors. On floors 1 to 6, there really are no rolls, especially in Party Finder. You just need to DPS. One tip about floor 6. Use arrows that buff the Pierce ability. They are better than armor shred arrows on this floor. The items you need for F7 are Bonzo Staff for movement. As most of you already know, in the F7 boss fight, you cannot use your Aspect of the End or Aspect of the Void. Then, Withercloak Sword, because of the shield ability. It's very helpful to survive the Storm ability in phase 2 and for movement in Golder phase. Jerry Shin Gun is also useful for movement in Golder phase. An efficiency 10 diamond pickaxe or a stonk to help you with secrets. If you are going to be doing early entry into phase 2 of Golder, you also need a rod, a phoenix pet and pet rolls. You should also have a Bonzo mask just in case. Now let's go on to your responsibilities as Archer in floor 7. If your party doesn't have a hype mage, you should blood rush. Don't camp blood, open it and go help your party clear. For the boss fight, in Maxer phase, your only role is to clear the Wither skeletons. In Storm, you should clear pads and areas around pads. You can also help DPS if mage doesn't do enough damage. In stage 1 of Golder phase, Archer should do levers. In stage 2, Archer should do 4th terminal and the lower lever. In stage 3, Archer does the 4th terminal and levers, and in stage 4, Archer does 4th terminal and after that just DPS both Golder and Necron. If you guys are having trouble with movement in the terminal phase, I link a video that shows the best routes for each class in the terminal phase. The link will be in the description below. Now, let's go over some useful items for Master Mode. The first item is the Ice Spray Wand. It's really helpful when fighting against mini-bosses and Shadow Assassins. It freezes them in place and lets them take 10% increased damage. Withercloak Sword is also very helpful when dealing with Shadow Assassins. You can activate it when entering a room, and when Shadow Assassin TPs to you, you can quickly switch to your Ice Spray and stun him. The next item is the Fire Freeze. It is very useful for M3 boss fight, and it speeds it up by around 10 seconds. Gyrokinetic Wand is very helpful for dealing with mini bosses and large clusters of mobs. It is especially useful in M4 for quickly killing the bear, and in M6 for dealing with the terracottas. Ragnarok Axe and the Sword of Bad Health can be used to temporarily increase your strength. Last Breath reduces the defense of your target by 10%, which can be stacked 5 times up to 50% less defense. Hyperion can be very useful for healing in Master Mode. You could convert it into a Scylla for even more healing, but personally I don't think it's worth it. Now let's move on to Archer roles in Master Mode. M1 has pretty much no strategy. You can Gyro Bonzo, but his health is so low that it's really not needed. You should not play M2, just get a completion and move on to M3. In M3, you should blood rush. Camp blood if your team can clear fast enough. You should aim for a sub 2 minute entry at least. In boss, you should Fire Freeze Professor so you kill him a lot faster. Soupy has a Fire Freeze timer for M3. If you're wondering what mods I am using in this and in the rest of my videos, I have a channel on my Discord where all of the mods are posted. In M4, your only job is to clear mobs. Also try not to nuke your tank by stepping onto chicken heads. Do not pick up the bow, that's tank's job. You need to have a Terminator if you want to play Archer on this floor. In the earlier floors, you could get away with a Juju bow, though it's not recommended. For the M5 boss fight, you pretty much only have to AFK the whole boss fight if you have a mage. If not, then you need to knock the correct Livid into the portal and DPS him. Now let's move over onto some tips. Tip number 1, please get a Spirit Pet. This pet reduces the dungeon score loss by 1 if you die. It has saved so many runs for me. In my opinion, everyone should have this pet. Tip number 2, learn secret routes. It speeds up your clear by a lot. Right now, I still don't know secret routes, but I am learning them. And tip number 3, learn trap routes. I'm about to show you videos for routes for both old and new trap. They were recorded by Distant Horizons. First, the new trap room. You need to stand in this spot, aim around here, throw the first pearl and the second pearl exactly when the first one hits the wall. After that, throw a pearl up here and take the chest. Now for the old trap. Destroy the crypt, then make a ghost pick, mine out to the chest, open it, and you're done. This one is a lot easier. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. See you in the next one. Bye.